convoy made its way to the Michigan-Canada border over the past few days, and it's finally making major headlines as the international trade industry announces they are suffering massive losses due to this freedom convoy. Convoy organizers say their goal in this shutdown of the Ambassador Bridge between the US and Canada is for government officials to stop making these emergency mandates that violate citizens' constitutional rights. $400 million in losses in international trade daily are happening, according to officials holding a press conference right now. This as the blockade continues between Canada and Montana. I'm looking at hourly updates on these blockages between the two nations, and I'm going to show you where you guys can look at what these live updates as well. Another giant blockade is planned between New York and Canada. So protesters, both from Canada and from the U.S., are launching these blockades. I really feel like this convoy that has blocked off Michigan and Canada has gotten a very little coverage. I feel like social media corporations censor U.S. residents perhaps more than Canadians, it almost seems like, because we've seen very little video. Americans are reporting that their posts about the convoy are being deleted by Facebook. So I'm going to show you guys some video. Is this the one? Okay, that's that's not the video I was looking for. I'm going to show you guys the video of the actual semis just piled up for miles leading up to the Ambassador Bridge. It's having huge economic impacts. I'm going to let you guys tune into the press conference going on now as well. So before we get into it, I got to shout out the sponsor of my coverage, which is Noble Gold. This year's whizzing by. You're a year closer to retirement, but are your savings a year closer? If they're not and you're worried you won't make it, get in touch with Noble Gold about putting precious metals in your IRA or 401k. You won't get hassled. They'll just lay out your options. And this month, they are gifting a free 1/10 ounce solid gold American Eagle coin with any qualifying plan that you start. Call 877-646-5347 or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. Link down below in description, noblegoldinvestments.com. Okay, with that being said, I want to show you guys what officials are saying right now about the impacts that this shutdown is having. Actually, local news out of Detroit is live streaming it. So let me show you guys what's going on.
To invest beyond solving this immediate problem, what else do you think is necessary to restore that relationship? And I'm interested in hearing what other panelists have to say on that as well. Thank you.
I'm happy to address that, Robert. As you are very well aware, competition for new automotive investment is extremely intense, particularly right now as the industry is going through really a once-in-a-generation transformation to electrification. So when issues like this arise that erode confidence in the efficiency and the reliability of the Canadian transportation network, it is a worry. And this is not the first event like this we've witnessed. We've had other issues with our transportation supply chain over the past couple of years that have eroded confidence. So it is really important for a country like Canada, which is export dependent and depends particularly on the United States. We must have reliable and resilient trade infrastructure that is not subject to a single blockade causing this type of disruption. And that will be absolutely important going forward as we seek to win new investment in Canada.
Rakesh? Yeah, so we've had a great history. Over 100 years of cooperation and collaboration. Some amazing companies on both sides of the border. They know how to do business with each other. The supply chain is very robust in the past. It's highly integrated, so we know how to do things together. And remember, North America is competing with other jurisdictions, whether that's Asia, whether that is Europe.
So watch out, or China's going to pass us up. You guys better stop fighting for your freedom, right? No, but they were talking a lot about how much the auto industry is impacted by this. The experts talking live right now are talking about $400 million in losses happening every day as the Ambassador Bridge between Michigan and Canada is blocked by freedom fighters saying, get rid of these pandemic-related mandates, and then we'll stop blocking the border. And so Michigan, I guess, is now the fourth border blockade is going to be happening in New York this coming weekend, organized by the same people who are shutting down Michigan right now. I have this video of the convoy leading up to that Michigan blockade. It's quite a line of trucks that seems to not get any coverage. This is Port Huron, Michigan, leading up to that connection between Windsor, Canada, and Detroit, Michigan. This is an hour from the Ambassador Bridge. So this is how long the line of trucks is, an hour away from the Ambassador Bridge. This was filmed 2 days ago. And there's another highway and there's more trucks. This is in Michigan, USA. Where are the news drones filming this? Why is the news not showing this? This is a video on Facebook that the Facebook bots haven't picked up yet. Facebook bots have been working aggressively to delete comments. People are showing screenshots of all their convoy-related comments being deleted. It's stunning. This is massive. This is happening in USA right now. And while we did just see the local news live streaming a press conference about the gravity of this impact on the economy, the news is not showing the actual people. And I don't think the intent to show the people or talk to the people, because all that does is encourage more of the people to come out. And I think the news is on the side of the tyrannical government who doesn't want the people to show out and demand that their rights get returned. I'm looking at news headlines now. Just today, the news headlines are out. Local and national news is on it. They are covering it. I don't think they have any drones out. I'm not seeing drones showing this footage. I think in Canada, there are regular citizens that were shooting drone footage. And it stayed up on social media. I don't even know if drones are out somewhere, if any Americans are flying drones over Michigan. I need to invest in a drone. I'll send my own drone out there. But even if they are, the chances that the corporate social media monopoly is deleting that footage as fast as it's uploaded are pretty big. In fact, I was just looking at Facebook notification screenshots today of how many posts are being deleted by Facebook if they're related to the convoy. So I don't know if my YouTube videos about the convoy are going to be next. I should probably start changing my headlines. Maybe convoy is going to become another bot trigger word for deletion. Got to watch out, but it's really stunning. I want to show you guys. I did record a little bit of the press conference that was happening today. I was going to play that clip of some of the officials talking about the gravity of the blockade between Michigan and Canada. By the way, these convoys and blockades appear to be working. I am going to get into how many officials are now saying, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, we're going to take away this mandate and that mandate. We're sorry, we're going to take this. It seems like it may be working. So we're going to get into the progress that's happening related to all these convoys. Here's a soundbite that just happened moments ago from that Windsor mayor's press conference about the gravity of the impact of this Michigan-Canada convoy.
That organization, of course, represents so many businesses locally, and the Chamber will be acting as an intervener in this application. Rakesh, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Mayor, and thanks for your leadership and for including us. I'm here to voice my deep concern on the ongoing blockade. This is not only shutting down businesses today, but its implication will be felt in the future as well. For the fourth day, operations of the businesses in the Windsor-Essex region has been disrupted. Several businesses have closed, thereby impacting thousands of employees. At a time when businesses were already severely challenged, the blockade is pushing several businesses over the edge. We've heard from several business owners, and they've expressed their frustration and helplessness. It has taken a Herculean effort on part of businesses to stay afloat despite the challenges in the last 2 years. This blockade is significantly exacerbating their already fragile situation. The Windsor-Essex region is the automotive capital of Canada and has thrived because of international trade. Windsor-Essex has over 1,000 manufacturing companies employing over 40,000 people. 90% of these companies are export-oriented, and 90% of the exports are to US. The Ambassador Bridge is an important infrastructure that facilitates this trade between US and Canada. And as you heard, $300 to $400 million worth of goods crosses the border via the Ambassador Bridge.
Yep, $300-400 million daily in losses as the Ambassador Bridge is completely shut down. Yeah, you could tell he was reading, right? You said it's a pre-written script. I mean, gotta get your wording right, right? I want to show you guys this website that shows the activity, the border activity. This is, I actually linked this website down below, a Canadian website that shows current border wait times, starting at the top from east going to west coast. So the next border blockade, oh my gosh, the next border blockade that's going to happen is on Niagara Falls. I talked to Penny Fay, one of the organizers for the Freedom Convoy that's blocking the borders, interviewed her 2 days ago on my YouTube, and then last week on my YouTube as well. So she's got the maps out, links down below in my description. She's got the maps about the plan. People are headed towards Niagara Falls right now. In fact, I'm reading that some people are already there blocking the border. This is, I guess, the second most trafficked border behind that Michigan border, which is the number one trafficked commerce port between Canada and US. But it's really interesting, since the last time I checked, suddenly in regards to delays, it says not applicable. As far as how long is the wait time if there is a delay at that border, not applicable. What does that mean? Are they in limbo? Are they not wanting to say that it's already blocked? Why are they saying not applicable? It's kind of strange. So then up next is the Peace Bridge. That's right. So they're planning to block the Peace Bridge as well as perhaps the Niagara Falls Bridge. Peace Bridge, there is a slow delay. Again, I'm reading that some of the protesters are already there, but the bulk of them are going to be arriving there, I believe, on Saturday. Then we have the Windsor, the Ambassador Bridge, Windsor versus Detroit, says right here temporarily closed. That is due to the protest that's happening right now that's creating massive losses. Now there was another headline in the past day. Protesters headed out to this border between North Dakota and Canada, and there are photos of a couple of trucks as well as a tractor facing off with police there. I guess in the past day, some sort of blockade was apparently attempted, but I don't know if threats of arrest perhaps were made and people relented, because right now it's saying there's no delay between North Dakota and Emerson, Canada. And then if we go down here, of course, it's the border between Montana and Canada that you guys have probably heard about by now. That was the first border to be blocked, and it is still blocked. Look at this 7-hour delay currently. There's a 7-hour delay between Canada and Montana. That's where we've seen the Royal Canadian Mounted Police threaten arrest and kind of face off with protesters there. Currently, between Michigan and Canada, what was being discussed in the Windsor, Canada mayor's press conference that I gave you guys a view of, is I guess the mayor is currently seeking an injunction from a judge that would allow them to deploy more police and attempt to really get these people out of there. An injunction that from a judge that would say it's now you're now banned from blocking the bridge, according to the judge. So they're seeking that injunction. In the press conference just now, reporters were asking, look, if you get this injunction to ban the blockade, are you going to have enough police to stop that? Because you guys saw how long that line of trucks was. I mean, the crowd is apparently massive just looking at that one video. And I've been looking at various local and national media to try to get a bigger sense of how big this crowd is at the Michigan-Canada border, and none of the local and national media is showing the actual crowd. I wonder why that is. Let's look at ABC Detroit, WXYZ, and see what they are showing. Are they showing the actual protesters? Are they talking to the actual protesters? In fact, no. They are showing the blocked, the shutdown entry, the fact that there's no traffic going through between Canada and Michigan right now. But here's their report.
Into the United States. It's very quiet this morning here at the Ambassador Bridge, and these protests have been going on now for 4 days over on the Canadian side, but no traffic is allowed to go over into Canada because of those protests. These protests that started in Ottawa now have spread throughout the
look at that
country.
crowd.
The mayor of Windsor, Ontario, saying they are working for a peaceful resolution.
Is you have people who are willing to die for this cause, and they've stated the same. And so we don't want anyone to get hurt. We're trying to find a sensible and reasonable way through this. And what we don't want is to flush out 150 protesters only to have 300 show up 2 days from now.
The White House saying they're watching the situation closely.
It's important for everyone in Canada and the United States to understand what the impact of this blockage is, potential impact on workers, on the supply chain.
Freedom Convoy in Windsor has been led by people mostly in pickup trucks, 50 to 74 cars and trucks blocking the road, protesting the country's COVID-19 mandates, calling for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's removal, and most of the restrictive measures like proof of vaccination passports to enter restaurants, gyms, movie theaters, and sporting events. Protesters not budging until action is taken on those restrictive measures.
Police are doing all that they can to de-escalate and find a solution that allows the demonstration to happen. We live in a democracy. Protests are part of that democracy, but so is free and efficient trade.
And then he's back out there. So that's what's going on. That was ABC Detroit, WXYZ's coverage. Yeah, I mean, why not go interview the actual protesters and get some real video of the size of this thing? So there's another blockade. I want to show you a little bit of coverage. It's been hard to see coverage of this. Now, this is what was going on, I guess, in this is a shot right here, I guess, at the border with North Dakota, is my understanding. Farmers blocked Highway 402 near Sarnia, Ontario. And that was the third Canada-U.S. border crossing. And then the fourth one is planned for Peace Bridge, in New York this weekend. It says protesters have blocked a third Canadian border crossing in Manitoba. Okay, that's what it is. Manitoba, and planned demonstrations at a fourth this weekend, deepening the crisis at key trade routes and pushing businesses to the brink. Overnight Wednesday, protesters blocked the border crossing in Emerson, Manitoba, which, if my geography is right, is north of North Dakota. On Thursday, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in Manitoba said a large number of vehicles and farm equipment were stopping traffic in both directions. Okay, so I guess overnight it was a large number, and then in the daylight, you see it had shrank here. There was a it says a video posted on Facebook showed a large digital sign beside the road with rolling text saying, quote, prepare to stop, border crossing closed until mandates are lifted. So an anti-mandate protester actually put up a digital traffic sign that warned people we're shutting this thing down until the mandates are lifted. Yet if you look at the live updates on what's happening at that border now, it appears to be reopened. So I'm not sure why that is. The little digital sign didn't work or what. So coming up this weekend, organizers, just grassroots organizers, Americans actually working with the same organizers who have staged themselves in Ontario. They're working together on this plan to shut down the Niagara Falls area bridges this weekend, and they have a website up about that. I have linked that website down below, and I'm going to show you that website right now. It is convoy2saveamerica.com. And they also were behind organizing the current blockade in Michigan, but they have this press release out about the plan in New York this weekend, February 12th. Details below. We need your support, they say. Their GoFundMe was shut down. Now they've created a Give, Send, Go. I linked the Give, Send, Go below as well, as they attempt to raise funds for their protest this weekend. I talked to the organizer, Penny Fay, who's listed here. She's the one I interviewed on my YouTube last week as well as 2 days ago. And she told me she has a bad feeling about this. Like, she's bracing for like New York to really get aggressive. Like, New York is not freedom friendly territory, right? And they're staging this convoy and shutdown and protest in New York. So she's kind of bracing for arrest. She's like, yeah, Ivory, you guys, Ivory, you might be in charge of bailing us out. I was like, oh boy. But anyway, so here's the whole press release. If you guys just want to check out their website, I linked it below, convoy2saveamerica.com. There you go. They've linked to their Telegram channel as well. And you guys can see exactly what their plans are. I know, grassroots people have been writing it. They have maps out about the convoy plan, as far as where people are going. And I just saw some trucker from South Carolina was saying, hey, can I get in on this convoy? So, people may just be driving independently up to New York to help shut that down. We shall see. But there are updates out of New York about bracing for this shutdown. New York is the Niagara Falls Bridge Commission says they are monitoring. Police are aware of this, the plan in Niagara Falls at the Peace Bridge, and they're kind of just waiting and seeing. And police said, look, we're just going to make sure everything stays peaceful like we do with any demonstration. So that's that. Now, in regards to the goal of all of these convoys, which was return to normal, not the new normal, the old normal. That's what these protesters want. And are they perhaps getting it? We're seeing some of the restrictions start to be stripped away. And is it just because, is the timing just a fluke that these some of these health officials are saying, look, we're going to lift our restrictions because cases are going down or because Omicron's not as serious as the other strains of the illness. But here you have the Hill covering an update out of Alberta lifting restrictions, ending the needle passport program. It says Canadian province Alberta has announced it will lift a number of pandemic-related restrictions, including ending its needle passport program among residents. There's also an update out of there's an update out of Saskatchewan in regards to this as well, and a New York update. Now, does the New York update coincide with the plan to shut down Niagara Falls? Why, yes, it does. But it's interesting timing. Here's the update out of Saskatchewan. They became, earlier this week, they became the first province before Alberta in Canada to end its illness passport and mask requirements. Premier Scott Moe says providing proof of the needle to enter businesses has created two classes of citizens. Saskatchewan has announced a plan to lift all of its restrictions in regards to the pandemic. Incredible. Starting Monday, this coming Monday, Saskatchewan will no longer require the needle passports. It is also ending its indoor mask mandate at the end of the month. Premier Scott Moe said Tuesday that providing proof of the needle to enter businesses like restaurants has helped in the fight against the spread of the virus. But he said it also creates deep division in the province, in effect, two classes of citizens. So Saskatchewan is relenting, and look what's going on in New York. Pretty interesting updates out of New York. New York is relenting as well. New York lifts indoor mask mandate tomorrow, but school mask rules stay for now. Now, this is an update yesterday, so that mask mandate actually ends today. Now, that was NBC in New York, and they failed to mention the part about the needle. CNN did cover it. Part of the measures they're lifting involve needle passports. That's all going away. The whole passport system statewide that Governor Hochul had in place is going away as of today. New York will end its mask or needle mandate for indoor businesses on Thursday. New York will lift its statewide mask or needle requirement for indoor businesses, but not for schools on Thursday, Governor Kathy Hochul said. She is not mentioning the convoy. The convoy organizers are saying they're wondering if she put this in place to dissuade them, to hopefully make them say, we won't even bother going to the border this weekend because we're already seeing them change their minds and relent before we even get there. But the governor is saying, no, this is due to declining cases, not to any convoys. Due to the declining cases, given the declining hospitalizations, that is why we feel comfortable to lift this tomorrow. This looks like a typo, unless she talks real weird here. So the mandate required businesses to ask customers for proof of the needle or for them to wear masks indoors, except when eating or drinking. The emergency temporary measure was put in place 2 months ago and was set to expire Thursday. So the way that's worded, it looks like it was already going to expire and she's just not renewing it. But these protesters planning the blockade at the Peace Bridge in Niagara Falls this weekend are saying, thank you, but we are still going to protest because you're still mandating masks for kids in schools, and we disagree with it. And it's not just in schools. I know it's on public transportation like buses as well as subways, which in New York City, everyone rides the subway, right? On the trains, there are all these requirements as far as masks, and as far as making businesses require people to show their little passport card, whether they got the needle. That probably wasn't so good for business. Businesses probably didn't want to force their customers to do that. Well, now Governor Kathy is finally saying you don't have to. And so the question is, would she have renewed that order had protesters not gotten so aggressive? You see how heated this situation is. You see what's happening in Ontario. You see what's happening in Ottawa. You see how inspired U.S. citizens are by what's happening in Ottawa. And the last thing that U.S. government officials want is that mess in Ottawa happening in their own cities. And so you're left to wonder whether Governor Kathy here said, I don't want that mess that Ottawa has happening in New York, so I'm just going to not renew this order. Sometimes, if people act like they like being mandated and like not having a choice about these government decisions, then I think it's more likely that government officials will just keep doing the mandates. But if you push back a little, if you make things a little difficult for these people, if you send the automotive industry into a fit like what's happening right now in Michigan, the automotive industry is throwing a fit. They are demanding that government officials negotiate with these protesters because it's hurting them. So suddenly you have a massive industry, the crony buddies of the government saying, please work with these truckers because we are losing $400 million in revenue daily. Please work with these people. So, hey, maybe there's something to this big blockade. Very interesting stuff. So, what's up, guys? So this is, I'm finally monetized. My YouTube is finally monetized. Fingers crossed it stays that way. I don't know if YouTube likes me covering these convoys, but I know that when Instagram monetized me a few months ago, I was literally monetized for like 1 week and Instagram demonetized me. They gave me like a 3-month suspension because I put out some inconvenient facts about one of the needle companies. But I just got out of that suspension. I'm remonetized on Instagram again. So now it took me this long. It took me I've been YouTubing for like 6 months and I finally just got monetized by YouTube. So we'll see how long it lasts. And now I have super chats. I've never done super chats before. And I know I made little posts on YouTube. Guys, I'm new to the whole YouTube thing. Like I didn't even know I could make little update posts on YouTube. Type something out on YouTube like you can on Facebook. Well, so now I know how to do that as well. So anyway, the rule is if you guys super chat me, I have to respond to your super chats. Or I have to read and respond to it. Okay. So I'm figuring out how this works with super chat. So I guess it's this highlighted, the highlighted comment. Thank you, True Jello, for the super chat. Let's read your comment. Truckers need to demand not just an end to the mandate. They need to gut all emergency powers provisions in law. Emergency powers must end within 2 weeks. Legislatures must quit abdicating power. Yes, that's a good point. Actually, behind this Truckers for Freedom movement, this whole convoy on the American side is powerful civil rights attorney Lee Dundas. And her assistant actually sent me this statement. I got a text from her at 4 a.m. this morning with this powerful statement. She said, "We, the people of the United States, in order to restore our once perfect union, reestablish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense of all, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish the restoration movement of the People's Convoy for the United States of America. We demand the Emergency Powers Act be lifted immediately and our cherished Constitution reign supreme. We are the people of the United States of America, and we stand together under the banner of freedom. Freedom is the one thing that unites us all. Liberty flows through all of our veins. Who we are truckers, moms, students, nurses, doctors, investors, county workers, teachers, cowboys, loggers, engineers, sanitation workers, professors, cashiers, flight attendants, pilots, sales reps, physical therapists. We are fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, married, single, divorced, separated, gay, straight. We are Black, white, Asian, Native American, a multitude of nationalities. We are immigrants, native, short, tall, fat, skinny. We are citizens of the free world. To our elected officials that believe they rule us, you work for us. Our Constitution was written to provide enough power to act on a national level, but not enough to deprive the people of fundamental rights. The people are prepared to see this through, as we have seen all of our fights for freedom through. And as in the past, we will know victory and we will prevail and prosper. To our brave and courageous neighbors to the north, our Canadian brothers and sisters, thanks for the wake-up call, eh? We answer your call to freedom with the People's Convoy. Let the golden light of liberty burn bright, America, and let freedom roll. Dated for prosperity, this 9th day of February, 2022. So that's the message that was sent to me this morning by the staff of Attorney Lee Dundas, who is working directly with a lot of these truckers. Marine Steel is the one who sent that to me. She works with human rights lawyer Lee Dundas. So yeah, thank you, True Jello, if I'm saying that your name right. You just reminded me of that powerful statement that was sent to me by the attorney backing these people. So there, while this is a kind of a rogue grassroots movement, all these people blocking the borders and things, they do have some powerful lawyers who love the Constitution behind them. I'm just going through your comments here. Oh, thank you, Jonathan James, for the super chat donation. That means a lot. Thank you, Ed Visinor, for the super chat. You just said thank you, Ivory. I appreciate that. Thank you, Reggie, 1971 LA. You said truckers in the US have the potential to exert tremendous influence over the government. Without truckers on the road, commerce would shut down. And that is exactly what we are seeing happen between Michigan and Canada right now. Some of the biggest members of industry are in that press conference today freaking out, saying, government buddies, please do something about these protesters. Please work with them, negotiate with them, make something happen. So, it seems to be having an effect. Thank you for the super chat, 1111 Mr. Simon. You said, thanks for being transparent and sharing truth. Saw you on Meet Kevin's and subbed since then. Congrats on your channel, AMC to the moon. Our way to fight. There you go. Talking about stocks. Yeah, Meet Kevin was awesome. I didn't know who he was until you reached out and asked for the interview, and I'm happy to have met him. He rocks. What's up? What's up? Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Did I get everyone? I guess so. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you. Yeah, so, okay, this went a little longer than I had planned once again. I was hoping to keep these videos a little shorter, but so much is going on, right? And I'm learning how to talk live for extended periods. You realize that I just spent 9 years in the corporate news where everything was scripted. Literally, the bosses needed to see a script of what I was going to say on air before I said it. So I'm used to, while I am used to being live on TV, I'm used to having this like little constrained script of only what the corporation says I can say. So I know some people have commented about, Ivory, you're saying too often. Yeah, I'm getting used to talking live for extended length, and also the whole time thinking, okay, am I saying any trigger words? Is this next sentence I say going to get me deleted from YouTube? So, I want to be able to reach a larger audience on YouTube, and hopefully we can all eventually migrate off of YouTube because they suck with the whole censorship thing. Okay, with that being said, thank you so much, everybody. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Truth Bombs. Have a good one.